In 2010, a woman called Fiona Broom was talking to her friends about the death of South African politician Nelson Mandela. They all remembered him dying in prison during the 1980s, except he didn't. Nelson Mandela was still alive and actually died at home in 2013. Broom and her friends were surprised that they all recalled the same false memory, dubbing it the Mandela effect. She published a story online, and over the next year, something strange happened. She started receiving messages from people all over the world who had similar experiences. Groups of people scattered across the planet all remembered history being a certain way, but found their collective memories were totally false. A cult following began to emerge of people who thought this was more than just memory mistakes. This was evidence of parallel universes, or proof that we are all living in a computer simulation. Your false memories were really just memories of a different timeline, but still an equally real one. My name is Danny Burke, and is the Mandela effect real? Firstly, let's look at the most notable examples. The most famous claim of the Mandela effect is the Berenstain Bears. It's a series of children's books that have been popular in North America for over 50 years and read by millions of children. So, when someone pointed out that it had always been Berenstain Bears and never Berenstein Bears, there were hundreds and then thousands of shocked people who swore on their lives that they remember it being Berenstein. Many people went back to look at the official records, but at every turn, history told them they were wrong. It was, and always had been, Berenstain Bears. Over the next few years, the floodgates opened. More and more people came forward to share concrete memories they had that didn't seem to match up with the real record. Take this famous Star Wars scene, for example, where, 40-year spoiler alert here, Luke finds out that Darth Vader is his father. Vader says, "Luke, I am your father," right? We all know that. Except, he didn't. He never said that. He actually said,
"No, I am your father."
The list goes on. C-3PO was never all gold, he had a silver right leg. Kit Kat never had a dash between the words. The Monopoly Man has never worn a monocle. Kellogg's Fruit Loop cereal was always spelt fruit with 2 O's and not a UI. The TV show is Sex and the City, not Sex in the City. There has never been such a thing as Jiffy Peanut Butter, only Jif, and there was never an early 90s movie called Shazam starring stand-up comedian SINBAD. Do you relate to any of those? If so, you're probably wondering why this has happened. One Mandela effect theory is that we are living in just one of many alternate universes. Sometimes the timeline of our universe crosses paths with the timeline of another universe. This brief contact can change history, but many people still remember the original universe even after it's gone. Another theory is that we might be living in a computer simulation, perhaps one run by advanced beings who have created a universe so real that us humans think that we are real. But even the best computer simulations have glitches, and these glitches explain the Mandela effect. Your memories aren't false. The simulation has accidentally changed what was real. So, is it alternate universes? Are we living in a simulation? Well, for many people who have looked into the Mandela effect, the answer is no. They put it down to false memories. It's been proven time and time again that the human memory is a very fickle thing. It's often wrong, it can be manipulated, and yet we humans tend to put absolute confidence in it even when we are met with facts that disprove our false memories. These false memories can be small details that people just overlook, such as the spelling of a word or a tiny bit of a logo that they never stop to properly look at. Or they could come from general ignorance of a subject. The vast majority of people who claim they remember Nelson Mandela dying in a South African prison in the 1980s are not South African themselves. Any South African you talk to will know that Mandela did not die then, and they should know. They remember him being president for 5 years, from 1994 to 1999. But if this is the case, and it is just false memories, then how come so many people have the same memories? How come people all remember things being a certain way, down to very minute details, if it never happened at all? Well, a number of factors might be coming into play here. Firstly, misinformation affects people's memories. If you hear about a Mandela effect from one of your friends, your brain may start creating that as one of your real memories, especially if your real knowledge of it was quite hazy to begin with. Next, there's confirmation bias. People like to have their beliefs validated by others. When the first examples of the Mandela effect started to circulate online, supporters of it were very quick to start looking for other examples to support the theory. This may lead to people jumping on the bandwagon of other people's memories, even if they wouldn't have before. There's also common misconceptions. They are called common for a reason. Although we are all different in many ways, our brains are wired in very similar ways. If one person's brain is given information and misinterprets that into false knowledge or a false memory, then it is very plausible that other humans given similar information with similar brains will also create similar false knowledge or similar false memories. So, is the Mandela effect real? Well, yes, in the sense that our collective memories of people, places, and events in our culture are often wrong in similar ways. But is this the cause of alternate universes clashing or a glitch in the Matrix? Well, opinion is still deeply divided. Some people are calling for more proper scientific studies to understand it. It seems the only thing we can all agree on is that Darth Vader definitely said, "Luke, I am your father."
No, I am your father.
I refuse to believe that. I'm Danny Burke, thanks for watching Life's Biggest Questions, the channel where we tackle the biggest head scratchers every single week, so make sure you subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.